Hey guys, and welcome back to Dragonball Fusions. Oh, we're rapidly approaching the endgame here. Pinich is currently trapped in an Ultra Fusion comprised of himself, Cell, Frieza, and two other guys that I don't really know or care about, but they're there, their components, and Ultra Pinich, as they've dubbed themselves, are now tearing apart time and space, or at least planning to. So let's stop faffing and get on with some laughing. It's time for a bit more Dragon Ball Fusion. I'm sorry, that was so corny. Oh my god. Okay, we accidentally, well I say we, I mean me, we accidentally activated the weekly bonuses thing and it saved, so I can't show you that again. But we got the Super Twin Cannon, whatever the hell that is, so we're doing good, I think. This is a good start.
Ooh, and one of our characters can actually learn it. May as well put it on there.
Let's have a look-see. I think all of her moves are better, though, is the thing. Yeah, look, Planet Bomb outranks it. Super Mat Kick outranks it. I mean, there's a plus 30, I think that's key, like, bonus, but I don't know. I'll put it in the tank, and if we need it later... Wait, no. Can I put it in the tank? Yes, same special move. There we go. I'm all 6s and 7s right now. It's been a week since we recorded last.
That move did actually seem pretty good. It was only 30 or so damage points off Planet Bomber, and it only cost half the amount of ki. So it's one of those moves that you could, in theory, bring into either a multiplayer fight or just have as one of those quick grindy moves to just take care of business nice and quick.
Interesting. Here we go. I like to call this the Fusion Reborn world. Those of you who have seen the movie of the same name will remember that really is my favourite Dragon Ball movie. I haven't actually seen the dub of Battle of Gods all the way through, and I've only really seen Resurrection F through the Super adaptation, which was lacking, to say the least. So maybe we'll have a movie night where we watch both of those.
That'd be kind of fun.
At least for once you wouldn't have to deal with my OCD. Oh, you didn't press play correctly. Gotta go back. Do it again. You didn't appreciate that bit of animation correctly. Start over. But anywho's all these. King Yemma must know where Pinich is. Oh, Peacock name drop. Ah!
Maybe getting him later. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge.
Say no more. Say no more. Is your wife a Peacock fan? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? I do love the Otherworld saga, though. I've mentioned this in previous Fusions parts, but I'm a fan of filler. Let me just like qualify that. I'm a fan of fun filler. Volt, can you think of filler that wasn't fun and just ate up time?
Do you mean in Dragon Ball or just anime in general? Because in anime in general, I can think of quite a few.
Anything your heart desires, my friend.
Okay, well, for starters, the entirety of Bleach.
Jesus Christ.
Even the story stuff.
Yep, that's all filler as well. It just got to the point where the filler just bled in and it just all became filler. Nothing ever happened, and basically everything after the first season is null and void. But in terms of Dragon Ball, there were a few periods of time which I did feel go on for too long, which I believe we mentioned in previous parts, such as the run-up to the Cell games and things like that. But for the most part, the filler tends to be pretty fun, as Tom said. I'm not sure if they included the one early on in Dragon Ball Z where Goku got roped into playing Russian roulette. I'm pretty sure that got censored out of the English version.
Yeah, I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, Ginyu and Bulma, I would say, is probably the worst filler in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that was terrible. You just had to remind me of that, didn't you?
Because it's happening during the Goku-Frieza fight.
Oh, you mean Frog Ginyu. Okay, that's why it didn't click with me for a second.
Yeah.
Like, finally, a worthy cause to fight. I will smack this wench into the dirt.
Aveni went to audition for a part in Chrono Trigger and failed.
Alas. Alas. We should play Chrono Trigger on the channel one of these days. Fantastic RPG. Alright, I'm gonna start actually taking the plot seriously now, because I'm in theatrics mode. I'm quite camp, that's one thing you might not know about me. I am a camp son of a bitch.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of camp.
Every now and then. I couldn't do it all the time. It's exhausting, much like being trapped in an Ultra Fusion and opening wormholes just by shouting. Really exhausting.
I can kind of picture how the Ultra Fusion is going in my mind. It's Cell and Frieza kind of pulling the strings, Pinich struggling as all hell to try and get this whole thing to stop, and then you got Henchman A and Henchman B in the background sipping coconuts with umbrella drinks on recliner chairs, just like, yeah, let's just let nature take its course.
Yeah, because, you know, they can't affect anything during that, so they may as well kick back and just take it easy.
You just put the image of my head in my head of Cell and Frieza piloting it like a Jaeger from Pacific Rim.
And it's shaped like Pinich.
Or you got like that one Zord where like the leg doesn't quite want to work or something like that, or the arms are just not doing anything, the other guys are just chilling in the background. Oh, were we supposed to be controlling the arms? Sorry, I didn't know.
My favourite Voltron parody is, and you may have seen this, it's like an old internet cartoon. It's the one where they're fighting this guy and they form a gun, and like the blue pilot is the bullet or something, and they destroy the bad guy, of course. But then it cuts back to, you know, like, yay, we beat the bad guy, the blue pilot's no longer there.
I don't actually remember that, and I have watched a little bit of Voltron in the past.
Did you just say Ultron?
Ultron, I don't know where I was going with that, but well, we'll just continue as we always do.
I just thought it was funny. That's where I was going in that spiel. And yeah, we can't get through here. We're gonna need external help. And oh, okay, Pinich is still keeping Frieza and Cell in check. That's good, because if he wasn't, the universe would probably be destroyed by now.
Yeah, I mean, Frieza maybe has the capacity to just fuck around not doing anything for a while, such as 5 minutes before Namek explodes, and by 5 minutes I mean 20 episodes.
Yes, 5 minutes before Namek explodes.
Cell's a patient man. He just stood standing at the Cell Games arena for 10 days.
Yeah, well, he was mentally training, I think.
Actually, speaking of Frieza, I just thought of a really fun idea that they could pull off in Dragon Ball Fighterz. When they're fighting on Namek and they do the special move that causes it to be like all fire and brimstone and about to explode, if it gets to that stage and it times out, the planet explodes and whoever won via the timeout goes out on an escape pod.
Oh, I like that.
I like that, but call it by its proper name, Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Fighterz, Fighter Z, as long as you get the general gist of it.
Yeah. Do we think there's going to be any super involvement in Fighterz?
There's already Golden Frieza.
Oh yeah, of course.
I would wager they'll at least put in, I don't know, they might put in maybe Zanmasu, possibly. They could also include Hit. He was a pretty popular character, and there's also under the not a Saiyan category, so you get a bit of variety on the side.
There's absolutely no women on the team thus far. I guess 18 will be the first one involved.
I could get behind a little bit of Android 18. I think if they had 18 and 17 in there, I'd be quite happy, although I'd be worried that maybe they'd be a little bit too similar, so maybe only including one or the other would make sense, but I don't know. I like repping my boy 17, so, you know.
You say they're similar, they are twins, you do realise this, Vol?
Yeah, I do. And that's partly where the whole similarity thing comes in, because it's just like, oh, I want them both in, but they're basically the same person, kind of, and it's not going to work that well if you have, like, clone characters. I mean, that's more of a Capcom and Street Fighter thing, with its 50 different renditions of Ryu.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, did you know, Ultra Street Fighter 2 Switch Edition, whatever, apparently did well enough for Capcom to start considering, like, other Switch re-releases, or just releases in general.
Huh. Fair enough.
There you go. I wouldn't expect Monster Hunter World, though. It seems a bit above the Switch's capabilities, shall we say?
I was going to get on PC anyway, so it's no skin off my nose, honestly.
Ah, there we go. All fixed and new. Ah, beautiful.
Our best friend Ziku.
Now, if only I could get my 3DS to just repair itself like that.
Just buy a new one, mate.
I gotta save up for London first, then I can concentrate on getting a new 3DS. It can wait for now. I can always emulate things if I absolutely need to, but, you know, I'm not gonna resort to that if I have to. There's just too many other games for me to play right now.
You're saving up to buy London? What the hell? How rich are you?
Not very, to be honest with you, but, you know, the market crash and all that, it's at a premium price. But, no, seriously, I'm doing my next MCM trip for this year, so I'm saving up to get all my hotel and train tickets and all that jazz, and also just spending money, because, you know, It doesn't make sense to go up to London and then just not have any money to spend, because otherwise you'd just be there for the sake of the convention, and you'll be there looking at the swag saying, if only I had some spending money.
Oh, it's just a pin. I just want a pin of Goku punching Frieza in the face, but I cannot afford it, for it is $5 dues.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but you know, a couple of hundred would probably get me by just fine. I used to be able to spend tons of money at those sort of conventions, but nowadays I've gotten most of the things I want from a convention standpoint, so it's more like, ooh, this seems pretty nice, I can just pick that up and then I won't have to worry about, I'll remember this when I get home and then not remember it, and then regret everything.
Also, you became an adult with many more responsibilities and less disposable income.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Getting too real here. Alright, let's get back.
Hey now!
Yes indeed. Let's get back on track. Our goal now is to collect the 7 Dragon Balls, summon Shenron, and get him to pierce through the barrier to allow us to chase after Pinich. I don't think we're nearly leveled enough to take on the final boss, I'm going to be honest. So I would recommend after every 2 Dragon Balls or so, we take a little breather, we do some side quests, easy ones, mind you, and we should be sufficiently leveled by then. Oh my god, Kid Buu, and he's called Majin Buu for some reason. Branding.
Well, I suppose technically he was still the same dude.
True. Did they ever put out a history of the Kais, Neo? Because I seem to remember, like, reading part of, like, it may have been the manga or some additional material where it showed, like, the original Kais and whatnot, the Kaioshins.
The original Kais? Like the Birth of Universe 7 or whatever?
Well, maybe not that far back, but there was
I don't think so.
There was a female one, I remember that much, and there was like...
yeah, those were, the Supreme Kais, because he's the East Supreme Kai, but, there were, other Supreme Kais, including... There were 4 others, because there are the other, Directions and the Grand Supreme Kai, I believe. And yeah, they were all eaten by Buu.
Ah, pleasant. I think the beefy one is what created, like, Super Buu or whatever. Like, Grand Supreme Kai was the one who created the jolly fat Buu that we all know and love, and, yeah. Kind of unpleasant, but, hey, at least it ain't DB Multiverse. I haven't read that in, about a year now. I really should get back to it. Loads of crazy shit going on in that particular webcomic.
I have way too much to catch up on, so I'll have to put that in the pile of get round to eventually.
Luckily, at least for the most part on HFC playthroughs, we don't have much homework assigned for the co-coms, unless your name is Exclaimer Richie, in which case you carry every playthrough on your burdened shoulders, so to speak.
It's a good thing we don't get homework. Like, I get enough Fs already, I don't need one in commentary.
Oh. Especially not Resurrection F. The only kind of F you really don't want to receive. I'm sorry, I did not like the Super adaptation at all. It had some of the worst animation. Like, it's not even good off-model stuff, it's just ugly. Like, Steven Universe, for example, sorry to keep shilling it, it's my favourite cartoon of the current year. It goes off-model. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks uncanny. The Dragon Ball Super stuff looks ugly, and I put that squarely on Toei and Deadlines.
Yeah, and being cheap in general.
You can apply that to most shonen anime in general, because One Piece and things like that, they aren't safe from that kind of thing happening either. Sometimes time constraints just get to you, and you have to kind of rush the non-important parts of a particular episode just to make sure the main parts can show through nice and crisp.
I mean, like, sometimes they'll slip up if you're going through, like, 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. I mean, that is a lot to have on your plate, and sometimes burnout can occur. I'm pretty sure that's why I suppose season breaks happen every now and then.
Fucking One Piece and Naruto. One thing you gotta appreciate about Dragon Ball Z, it had the decency to fucking end.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Why won't you die?
It's like with One Piece, it's just like, yeah, this is pretty good and all, but I'm kind of ready to see this come to a conclusion now. It's been nearly 800 episodes at this point. I think they're literally at episode 798 now. And that's 20 years worth of just episode after episode after episode. And I can't imagine they're thinking, can we just end this soon? Because I kind of want to do something else with my life.
Yeah, I have opinions on One Piece. Nothing to do with the story or the characters. I just hate the art style. I'm sorry. I find it very ugly. What we're going to do here, moving quickly on from that tangent before I get swallowed up by the fan base, is I want us to focus on charging Ki, getting into a Zenkai, and knocking this fucker out in one hit. Because he, much like Cell, has EX regeneration. So what you asking for, Volk?
Well, let's charge up that Ultra Gauge, so let's give him some Ki Blasts.
Ah, okay. A man of tastes.
Because charging Ki does not charge the Ultra Gauge, so I figured, well, we should have at least a couple of characters on that sort of thing, and maybe have our healers as well on the job.
Ah, mildly stings.
Yeah, the issue with this fight is that Kid Buu will pretty much regenerate all of his health every turn, and since he's Ki Blast, and since he's by himself, he is incredibly quick, so you either have to make sure you have an Ultra Fusion or a Zenkai attack handy ready to go, or you run the risk of him just regenerating all the damage you do and you're back at square one again. I suppose one thing you can do if you play your cards right is if you ring him out much like that, and just keep bringing him out over and over and over again, eventually he will just die, but that is incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah, Ki Blast.
Okay.
Yeah, I distinctly remember this being one of the more annoying fights in general, and this is coming from the guy who voluntarily did the Ten Shinhan quest as well, where you have to beat up 5 dudes at the same time, and kill them all at the same time, otherwise you're going to be there forever until the end of time and space itself.
Yeah, well, I've been in the docks myself, matey. We should probably do that one, because if we go in with like a full Ultra Gauge, we can do it instantly, but we may have to tangle with some randos first. Alright, what are you asking for, Marto?
Okay, special move? Let's get a heal beam on and see if we can get 3 people in there. Yep, that'll do.
Okay, just that. Yeah, I think I'm confusing Heal Beam with Healing Shout. Healing Shout really does get everyone in the radius. With this, you kind of have to pick and choose.
I imagine Healing Shout also has a much larger radius in comparison, too.
I'm not landing any blocks in this session so far. If I wasn't going with the flow right now, I'm pretty sure I'd just break open my 3DS in disgrace.
You wouldn't want to do that, and that comes from someone who has a 3DS broken, so yes, please don't do that.
Oh, I think I have enough key orbs to enact the energy charge, or whatever it's called. Oh, yes.
Were you thinking a Zenkai energy charge?
Oh, yes, my friend.
Alrighty then, let's keep on the Ki Blast then, just to get that Ultra Gauge up nice, just in case the Zenkai doesn't work. That way we can try the Ultra Fusion as a backup strategy.
Yeah, because you could always block a Zenkai attack.
Oh, don't remind me.
Sucks.
It really does.
Well, we've got to give it a go, just for hype's sake.
We actually have this move. We picked it up from the special move machine earlier in the playthrough, I believe.
Alright, heal Bardock.
Okay.
Or charge Ki.
I picked the wrong thing. I was too distracted by her...
Alright, I'll do it this time. Use the heal beam.
Let me finish. I was too distracted by her special fusion-specific mode, Call X. Very appropriate for Buller, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, really appropriate.
I'm sorry. Alright, what do you want, Rogue?
Heal beam.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get Bardock and our MC in there. Oh, yeah, that'll do. Very nice. Oh, yeah, look at that bar.
I suggest we keep doing that, so we only use one with the Zenkai, and then we can just go kick TN in the face.
Well, we can try, although, like I said, we may have to go with the Ultra Fusion.
Yeah, let's just keep punching him in the face.
Let's do it.
Bye-bye.
I mean, at the very least, what we might be able to put ourselves in the position to do is Zenkai into Ultra Fusion. And that would probably finish him off quite nicely.
I'm just giving him an excuse to let me use Heal Beam, honestly. I don't really care about the damage I'm taking here.
It's like, come on, hurt me more!
Oh, hurt me more, Boo! Hurt me more! Oh god, everyone's getting wrung out. I regret this immensely, but only after the fact.
Well, now you can place them all next to each other for an amazing heal.
Yeah.
Or this could go horribly, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah, he's fast.
That's okay, I don't think he has any energy blast attacks. I think he's pretty much relying on this Mystic Kick quite heavily.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we should be okay.
What's so mystic about it?
Okay, give him the Ki Blast.
Goodbye, Mr. Buu. Where the fuck is Part 5 animated JoJo? I'm sorry, it triggers me something first that they haven't said a word about it. Yeah, I'll get over it, it's fine. Is it time for the Zenkai, do you think?
Go for it.
I'd go for it, yeah.
Yes!
Yeah! Oh!
Alright, we got the hit. Now just get as much damage up as possible.
You will feel the wrath of my ultimate attack, mon frere. Arriva Dirch!
Alright, let's see how much damage this ends up doing, because this could either be a whimper or just complete devastation.
Oh, we're all in formation now. Bye-bye!
The facial expression gets me every time.
Oh, fuck!
And that is how you do it.
That was disgusting.
And we even got the ring out, so pretty much perfect form there. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm rock hard right now. What more do I have to say?
Perhaps you could have done without saying that specifically, but we'll let you off.
Anything but that. Yeah, I'll take that into consideration for next time. Alright, we need to go up at least 10 more levels. I think we can grok the final boss with that.
You know who would help with that? There's this guy I know. His name is Cyber King.
We'll get him when we get him. Oh my god, we have perfect regeneration. Interesting. Well, I'll save it for later. Quick Rush. I think ours is A, but let's have a look at that. Oh no, it's not. It's C.
Oh, replace that shit.
Happy day. Nice. Now we can go and get Zarbon and Dodoria, because I want the cape for my character, thank you very much.
The cape is pretty dope. I would highly recommend it.